Right, morning everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Stay-at-Home Safaris. So that looks like it potentially could be Tumba. Looks like an impala kill as well. So it looks like there's very little of that kill left. So he's clearly been on this kill for a day or two, and potentially it's just been on the ground, so we haven't really noticed the kill. So very fortuitous for us for those rhinos to chase him up the tree, although he doesn't look particularly happy. I'm not sure how long he'll be in that tree. That kill actually looks like a baby kudu. Now you can see the head a little bit better. So another good reason for the leopard to be up in the tree. This hyena was at the base, so we're actually not so sure if it was the rhino or the hyena that forced the leopard up the tree, but we're glad something did. He has to be pretty careful while moving that carcass now. It's not the best tree to have selected to put the kill in. So he doesn't have too many options of where to store it. So he's got to be very careful that he doesn't drop it with that hyena around. I'm not exactly sure what. Well, it looks like he's trying to move it, but I'm not sure how he's planning on moving it the way he tried there. That was not going to work. Well, it looks like he's finally managed to figure out a way to do some feeding on the carcass. Still doesn't look 100% comfortable, but he's managed to make it work. The hyena has obviously reacted to his feeding and hoping that he drops some scraps and is at the base of the tree. It seems like he's now spending quite a lot of time grooming, which is an indication that he's finished his little bit of a feeding bout there. We'll normally find a comfortable place in the tree or come down. It's going to be interesting to see what he does, because he's still got the hyena at the base of the tree, so he won't come down now. And not a great tree to try and get comfortable in, so it's going to be interesting to see how he tries to settle down and relax in that tree. Now, it looks like he's pretty keen to come down, but that hyena is still right at the base, so it could be quite entertaining if he does decide to come down. Right, it took quite a while, but eventually he managed to find his way down. Took quite a massive leap there to avoid the hyena. But he's just come to lie down now in a bit of shade, pretty close to the kill. And I think that's where he's going to stay for the next little while. So we'll carry on with our drive and see what else is out there this morning. We're getting pretty close to camp, so we might just come back here on the way back to camp this morning and see what's changed. But for now I think we'll carry on. Right, so behind me up in the dead tree is a juvenile martial eagle, which is arguably one of the biggest eagles that we get here in South Africa. It's definitely got the biggest wingspan. You've got the crowned eagle, which is slightly stockier and heavier, but in terms of wingspan and height, it's probably the largest eagle that we have. Massive talons. Has been recorded in actually catching baby impala or small antelope, in certain areas even some dogs. Usually out in the wild here though, they feed mainly on things like large monitor lizards. Quite often find them feeding on the monitor lizards or scrub hares, those kind of things. But definitely one of the more impressive eagles that we've got. Quite a nice view of a warthog sow and a sole remaining piglet. Warthogs usually have quite large litters or sounders of piglets. They can have, I think, up to about 6 piglets, but they are very much favoured by most predators. Even that martial eagle is known to take warthog piglets, and leopards and lions absolutely love them. So the mortality rate in the piglets is pretty high. Just one remaining in this little litter. Right, so we're back at the dam that we were at with Derek last night, the hippo pod. Returned from their grazing overnight and have settled back in the dam. They're now obviously pretty low in activity. We'll be spending the rest of the day in the water, as Derek said last night, just sleeping and getting ready for this evening's feeding bout again. To answer his question from last night, the amount of time that a hippo can stay underwater, between 6 and 8 minutes is the answer. Not as long as a crocodile, but still a pretty long period of time when they need to be. Right, good afternoon everybody. We're heading back out again. After a cracker start this morning, it turned out to be a little bit quieter later on. Unfortunately no lions, but we're going to head back to Tumba and his kill and see what's happened there. Also had tracks of another male leopard in there, presumably Ravenscourt. See if he's pitched up somewhere in the south. And then yeah, whatever else the afternoon has to offer. Got a little early afternoon roadblock. I'm sure there's more than just the one here. Right, very lucky to have had him find Ravenscourt just as he was walking across the clearings and had a drink here at Fig Down. He's done a heck of a long walk during this morning and last night. The herd of wildebeest has spotted him and alarm calling at him. Obviously he's not very interested in the adult wildebeest, so carrying on. very fortunate for us to get him out in the open like this. Shortly he's going to be going into quite a big thicket. As I was saying earlier, Ravenscourt has been spending a heck of a lot of time in the last 24 hours walking. He must have covered close to 10 or 15 kilometers in the last night or so. Like his father, who's called Kishan, because of the distances that he walked, he also puts in huge amount of miles every day. What is pretty interesting is that he must have got pretty close to where Tumba was today, and either missed him or chose to ignore him. It'll be interesting to see in time to come how that relationship develops, whether he actually hands over some of the territory to Tumba, or if he just was unaware of him being there. Definitely still scent marking. Looks like he's on quite a mission for tonight. He's going to be patrolling his territory most of the night. Most likely be up at the river again tomorrow, which is another 10 kilometers from here. So we're going to let him be, let him continue his patrol, and we'll continue our search for more animals. Right, that was pretty special there. Initially I had the dark chanting goshawk sitting on the tree there before we started recording. He was calling, and that got the attention of a couple of other birds in the area, and as he took off there was alarm calls from 3 different species there. There's a grey go-away bird alarm calling. Not sure if you pick it up in the microphone of the video camera, but the squirrel started alarm calling. And then there was a third bird, the one that is in the video, very bright bird, also alarm calling. So that is the question for tomorrow. Who can name the bright yellow bird that was alarm calling there with the grey go-away bird? So we just spotted this leopard lying on a termite mound in the distance. Not sure who it is. Still too far to know if it's a male or a female. I'm trying to approach slowly just in case it's the Ntoma female, who we know is pretty skittish. But we'll see if we can get any closer than this. Could also be the tortoise pan male. Right, so it does look like the tortoise pan male, quite relaxed. So we should be able to get nice and close to him and get some good viewing of him. Beautiful with that big white cloud behind him too. Perfect afternoon light. As photographers will refer to the golden hour. Right, great viewing of the tortoise pan male out on the clearing like this on the termite mound. But I think we're going to carry on towards Tumba. Really keen to see him in some good sunlight as well up in the tree. So we're going to continue now and see what he's up to. Right, so that's our third leopard today. I'd just like to use the opportunity to give a good big shout out to Gail Kelly. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Gail. And hope you enjoyed the 3 leopards we managed to find for you on your birthday. Right, so having just left the tortoise panmale to come and check up on Tamba, it seems Tamba's coming to check up on us. He's walking down the road from where he had his kill. Pretty sure he's most likely still got his kill, but there's some water. The Cheetah Flats pan is not too far behind us, and I'm pretty certain he's just going to go and have a drink there before returning to his kill. So we'll follow him to see if he does actually go to the dam. There's actually some pools just before the dam where he's probably more likely to go to drink. So interesting there, when Tamba came past the vehicle, gave us a good proper sniff on the side of the vehicle, and almost certainly while we were following Ravenscourt, we probably drove through a bush that he had just scent marked on and left his own scent on our vehicle. So must have confused Tamba just a little bit there. He suddenly pick up the scent of Ravenscourt in his newfound territory or in this area. So he was definitely very inquisitive of the vehicle. So he eventually did make it to the quarry, not quite as far as Cheetah Flats for the drink, but he just about emptied the quarry. He drank for a good 10-15 minutes there. Built up quite a big thirst while sitting on his kill and feeding. Looks like he's going to settle here for a little while, so we'll head on back to the camp and follow up on him in the morning. Right everybody, that brings us to the end of another fantastic day. Unbelievable how we can get 3 male leopards in the last hour or so of the drive. So really excited to see all 3 of them down here in the south. Lots to look forward to in the morning. Hope you guys had a good day, as we certainly did. And you guys all stay safe, stay at home, and we'll see you all tomorrow.